How to do today. How about this for a game? How about this for a series? We're all tied up. 4 seconds to go. Captain clutch for 3. And the Knicks go up by 3. They end up winning it by 3. The watch party outside MSG. Happy, going nuts. That's how we were in the studio here. Our Delta MSG Studios was rocking. What a game and what a series win for the Knicks as they win it in 6 games. Great to have you with us here from our Delta MSG Studios. Bill Pito along with Alan Hahn and Wallace Zerbiak. So the Knicks eliminate the Pistons. They will take on Boston in the next round. They're at Boston for Game 1 on Monday night. Pre-game coverage here and post-game coverage here throughout the second round of these playoffs as Game 1 against the Celtics begins on Monday night. Wally, the Knicks in that fourth quarter were outscored over a stretch 20-2. And then they close the game on an 11-1 run. I don't know. There are no words to describe Jalen Brunson and his ability to do what we consistently see him doing.
Listen, Mike Breen said it. This was an awesome playoff series. Awesome NBA basketball through and through. Both these teams taking punches, both these teams throwing punches. Just an outstanding display of high-level basketball, well-coached basketball. It was almost like who's going to get the ball last is going to win this game. Although Detroit really struggled after getting that 7-point lead. But, boy, Jalen Brunson, I didn't know he had this in him, Alan. After that ankle roll or whatever the heck happened with the floor, I did not think he was going to be able to come out and shoot 33 times, get to 40 points, and take over again in this series in the last couple minutes. He is just so special.
Listen, it took a lot to drive a stake through that team, the Pistons. They would not go away. And you give them credit certainly for that part of it, but for the resiliency of the Knicks, even in that moment when you're down 7 or 2 minutes to go and Game 7 felt inevitable, but just to never give up on the play. And Mikal Bridges, I mean, that, having a moment for him in that situation as well, coming up huge for a guy that has gone through the season where he's had good moments and he's been maligned at times as well. He called it what to do at halftime. They come out and do the layup line. They were able to get a good third quarter. But the finish of this game was all about the resiliency of this team, just how hard it was to put this Pistons team away. It was incredible, this series, a knockdown dragout. 63 free throw attempts were in this game, man. Like, this was a physical, nasty series, and the Knicks winning this game gives them a couple of days to catch their breath, regroup, and get ready for, of course, the juggernaut that is the Boston Celtics.
112-105, Wally. Knicks down by 7 with 2:35 to go. And then Jalen Brunson scored 8 of the Knicks' final 11 points. You had the key tip in from Bridges, 1 free throw from Cat, and Brunson did the rest.
Yeah, he almost fell over on one of those moves that he made, kept his balance.
Yeah.
And he's doing it on a bum ankle. Incredible what he was able to do, bouncing back 2 days later. This fourth quarter was so back and forth, so up and down. Mikal Bridges loses the ball here. Dennis Schroeder takes it to gets it to Sir Thompson. He knocks it in. So it's tied at 103, and then Josh Hart,
another
rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Thompson with another easy basket. That leads to a 4-point lead, and how about Tim Hardaway Jr.? Missed some tough shots, missed some easy shots, knocks that one down.
112-105, down 7, 2:35 to go.
Yeah, and then Brunson. This is the one I was talking about. I mean, that's a yoga move right there. That's a yoga pose. Keep your balance, kid. And he gets it to go. Cuts it to 2.
Here's the play by Bridges.
Yeah, and that's
right place,
good.
right time.
That tied it up.
If Bridges isn't going to get his hands on the ball, go find the ball on a rebound.
Sor Thompson, we're going to show this on the Wally wall because you got to tell us what happened there with the Sor Thompson.
Yeah, we'll show it. It was a go screen. It was an outstanding diagram play by Tom Thibodeau. Caught Detroit really off balance, and then, oh my goodness, couldn't even get a shot up.
No shimmy. Wait, where's the shimmy?
No shake. No second round for the Pistons. Detroit basketball going home in the first round.
Sing along again. Look at the numbers. The numbers here are great, but you know what the biggest number is, Bill? The Knicks did something they have never done in their franchise's history.
Win 3 road playoff games in the same series.
That's the most useless stat you've ever brought out.
Useless?
Useful. Sorry.
That's useful. Winning 3 road games, man?
Sorry, my fault. Useful.
Yeah, that's useful.
Very useful.
We got you.
You got me.
Monica McNutt helped call the game on the radio on ESPN New York. Monica, how you feeling about now?
I'm tired. I am fatigued. I feel like I felt every one of those 63 free throws that was shot or the foul that led to them. That was something, you guys. And I think I heard you all talking, but down 7, Tyler and I are looking at each other like, oh, they're starting to drag a little bit. What's going to happen? And I think as big as the three was, the basket Jalen Brunson got on the baseline was like, okay, all right, Captain Clutch is activated. Keep hope alive in this one. And then I actually think that in this series, from Game 3 on, despite the shooting woes in Game 4 and Game 5 to a degree, that Mikal Bridges has played some of his best basketball of the entire season. He's been alert defensively. He's been engaged, whether he's shooting the ball well or not. And then obviously tonight, he has a big scoring night and the huge putback down the stretch. Whew, goodness gracious.
Monica, 3 wins on the road in one series. Just incredible the way this team goes on the road in that environment. How do they do it?
I'm going to go back to something that Jalen Brunson says all the time, right? The magic is in the work. And today he was actually asked about Deuce McBride getting ready, and he says that he encourages Deuce to rely on his preparation. And I think you saw this team rely on their preparation when it came down to it in terms of closing out the series. They played terrific basketball games here. They've been locked in, they've been hitting shots, they've been communicating, and they've had one another's backs. Because certainly you could look at the box score and say, oh, so-and-so didn't have a great game, but ultimately it was about the team, and I think that's what you felt in this series.
That final shot by Jalen Brunson, Monica, a one-on-one situation, but he didn't just go ISO. They bring over Mikal Bridges. Wally's going to show us in the Wally Wall everything that happened there, but while you guys are making the call, what did you see on that play that Brunson was able to get that open for a clean look?
It's the confusion. It's the real threat of Mikal Bridges, who was having a terrific game, that for a split second, Asar Thompson has to account for it in terms of adjusting over that screen, and Jalen goes the opposite direction. And so he doesn't need a ton of room, as we've seen throughout his career, but that gave him just enough space to set up that terrific crossover that ultimately led him to the game-winning shot. And I got to say, I think a thing that's been important in this series, that possession you saw action on, the possession that Mikal Bridges ultimately got the offensive rebound and putback, you saw action on, but there were a couple possessions prior to that where it was just too stagnant, and it was easy for Thompson to guard Brunson and for the defense to load up in help position. And so that was a quick adjustment by the Knicks and Coach Tom Thibodeau. That was a great read of the game. And I'll say this too, guys, because I know we got to wrap up. We asked Josh Hart today after shoot-around, how will the experience and the maturity show through? That's something that has been discussed in this series. The young Pistons team having a historically great year versus an experienced Knicks team. And he said, experience will show through in our attention to detail and valuing possessions. And while it was a little tricky in the fourth quarter, in the last 2 minutes, that's exactly what this team did.
All right, Monica, as always, we appreciate it. Have a safe trip back. We'll talk to you Monday night. Knicks in Boston, pregame show here and an hour-long postgame show throughout round number 2 as the Knicks advance out of the first round for the 3rd straight year. First time in franchise history, as Alan touched on, that the Knicks have won 3 straight road games in a single playoff series. They won 1 game by 2, they won 1 game by 1, and they won tonight by 3. Second time in franchise history, the Knicks have won 3 straight road games in a single playoff year. So, you know, Monica's talking about Josh Hart and the Knicks mindset and the experience. How about the resilience, Wally? How important was the Knicks' experience to their ability to seemingly deal with whatever came their way? And there was a lot of adversity.
That's how you win 3 games on the road in a hostile environment in the playoffs. They were a good road team all year long. This team goes to work on the road. They don't get caught up in the emotions and the loudness of the crowd. And they're so well prepared by their coach. In order to win on the road, you need a well-coached team because you can't hear your coach.
Xin chào các bạn nha, ngày hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn các bạn, đây là lọ keo dán dày nha. Bây giờ mình sẽ hướng dẫn các bạn cách dán. Mày cho em xem, mày được, tí ra gọi bố mày. Mày nói gì? Mình chơi gì vậy? Đang không biết, miễn là mày cầm điện thoại, tí nữa bảo bố mày chơi ấy. Tí lại bố mày. Cái quạt tao mày bấm làm gì nhé thằng kia.
Mẹ mua mà. Không có chơi đâu.
Ai mà bấm. Ra. Thầy không đi đâu góc mày kiểu gì.
Không biết. Không nào. Không mà.